Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sri Kolagani. I'm a Senior Engineering Manager at Elastic. If any one of you have used Elk Stack, which is Elasticsearch, Kibana, basically my company is behind it. We work on security log software. And today I am here to talk about AI agents. And being on the IT operations side for a while, I'm going to touch base on how the world is moving towards AGI. For those who are not familiar with what AGI means, it's artificial general intelligence. What we have now is artificial intelligence. We'll talk about it, we'll discuss about it. The goal of this session is to make sure that this is a conversation. I have a very interesting demo in between. So I'll demo you a working agent, an actual sales agent, and I'll walk you through the code behind it, because if I'm in the school and if I'm sitting in the audience, I would love all those wonderful fancy demos, which will rarely make it to production, but this one did. I'll talk about that, and I have two agents to demo, and then we'll talk about the future of the agentic AI, what are all the tools set available for you all to start building and think about venturing into the space. But can any one of you here define what CRM is? Go ahead.
It's like customer relationship management?
Yes. So CRM is, yes, that's correct. So CRM is customer relationship management. So where we are managing the entire relationship with the customer, which means that ever since they start expressing their interest in our product to actually getting the cash from the customer. So we call it, in technical terms, lead to cash. And there are so many softwares out there like SAP, Salesforce, Oracle, and many softwares that support the CRM flow. The reason why I've picked up the CRM flow is that's where you have multiple personal touch points with the customer. For example, when you think about any CRM flow in an enterprise business, or even a small business, small to medium business, you're talking about one, reaching out to the customer, creating a task for yourself to follow up with the customer, creating quotes for your customer, creating invoices for your customer, and then providing product support to your customer. So you can see how many touch points we have with the customer, and we have so much potential there to automate and use AI to really help us augment those flows and really make them easy to the enterprise customers and users. That's it. So why is selling so hard? Why do we need a CRM? Why do we need to care about this area? Like I said, there is a lot of administrative overload. There is a lot of workflows that are very repetitive, very rules-driven, and then can be easily automated. Now the question is, are we not doing it already? We are, but not to the full potential. What AI will allow us to do is to implement them at the full potential, at a potential with which we can scale and then start really thinking beyond the regular flows for the business. So focus on the core product itself. And then the process complexity. So all the touch points that I've mentioned are heavily driven by compliance and security. So you need to ensure that all your flows are compliant and secure. How do we ensure them? By using AI. So that's one area. And then when humans are involved, there is also a scope for inconsistent experiences. How do we keep our experiences consistent around the globe and then still keep ourselves compliant and secure? Like I'm sure you must have heard about the EU laws. They're very complex. So it's so hard for businesses to figure these things out. How to provide one consistent experience to each customer around the globe. Ensuring security, compliance, access management, etc. There are so many layers to it. And then the core challenge is just being efficient, right? So today we're going to take an example of a flow and walk through it and then see how it can really make one simple process efficient. And then we can have a discussion, and I'm open to take the questions. So what are we really solving here? The solution is AI, but how it started is really the AI assistants. So how did we all get excited? Like my first exposure to Gen AI was a chat assistant. Like summarizing my emails just saved a lot of time for me. So the phase one was AI assistants. But quickly, AI assistant phase has faded out. And now we are moving towards AI agents, which is the next step. But for those who do not understand what AI assistants are, they just really help you to work. How I see it, AI assistants are just, they're more on the reactive side, wherein you have a problem and then they can help you react to it. They're not going to tell you that you have a problem unless you are going to be reactive with them. So really, the mindset shift is more from reactive to proactive state of mind. So how I see AI agents is, how do we attain a proactive state of automation that can just be self-sufficient without a human intervention or with minimal human intervention? Now, if you really dig deeper into it, that's AGI. How can your agents be generally intelligent without you reacting to them, without you being in the loop? So that's AGI. So I think phase one was pretty successful because you must have seen the stock market, like NVIDIA is bigger than India's economy now. So there is a huge interest and huge potential with just the phase one, like what AI assistants are able to do. Now, phase two is moving beyond that assistance and really exploring and addressing the pain points that we have discussed so far. So now what we are seeing on the screen, and it's very intentional, I did not like really bring out the technical stuff of like what are all the agentic frameworks available, what are all the hyperscaler offerings available, but these on the screen are all the SaaS offerings, which are software as a service offerings that are available today in the area of CRM. So there are, and this is just quite a few. I think this list doesn't do the justice to the number of tools available outside in the real world, but look at how much software is being built in this area. And now with AI agents, with automation being so approachable, we are moving towards a mindset of build versus buy. What that means is companies are really pushing hard to build a software in-house that is tailor-made to their compliant rules, to their business logic, that is understood and can be leveraged efficiently by the company itself. So we are slowly moving towards building our own software and getting out of the SaaS mentality of buying software from somewhere. Please go ahead.
No, I just gave you a thumbs up.
Oh, yeah. Now, I want to demo a simple workflow. So I'm a CRM engineering manager. I manage a team of 12 engineers who work on CRM applications, predominantly on Salesforce platform. And one of the business problem we have is that we get so many leads. It's very hard for our sales reps to proactively reach out to the customer and schedule calls with them and actively pursue them to close the lead. Closing the lead is just making them agree to our business, and then just bringing them on board, and then trying to do business with them, right? So that's the challenge we have. How can we make it easier for sales reps to proactively manage their time so that the first touch point with the customer happens autonomously? Now, that's the first demo I'm going to give you. And the second demo that I'm going to talk about is really IT operations. Like we all join a company, and then we all need a laptop. And then every company has this entire IT operations wing, which revolves around support tickets. Hey, my laptop is not working, my screen is not working, I need a new laptop. So we built a laptop refresh agent, which essentially does, so say if I'm a employee in a company, I can go to the agent and say that, hey, I think I need a new laptop. And then what the agent is going to do is, the agent is going to check my legal hold, which is am I legally allowed to get a new laptop, and then check my tenure using Workday, which will be my HR software, and then schedule a laptop order with Mac and create a ticket and send you a Slack notification after doing all of this. Now, this is a workflow that a human would take at least 3-4 hours because he or she should go and check 2 or 3 different systems to just make this happen. But the agent, in our case, would do the same in 2 minutes. And the 2 minutes lag is also because of the LLM efficiency, which I think will be getting more and more efficient in the future. So let's start with the first demo. So far, any questions before I start the demo? Okay.
So I have a question. I think these workflows were traditionally done using Jenkins and those kind of tools, which their workflow management tools. So what's the advantage of using a large language model over a software tool like Jenkins, in this use case?
So, for example, Jenkins is a CI/CD tool. So what it does is it will automate the code deployments, right? Continuous integration and continuous delivery. Now, when we traditionally had that Jenkins pipeline in place, we have told the pipeline what the rules are, and when it breaks, it needs us for help to resolve, right? The first phase was, okay, can you try and resolve it yourself if there is an error? So I think that was successful. I think that's happening today. But where we are getting to is that, say if I have a software, and if I have a system A and system B, I don't even want to be involved in architecting that Jenkins framework. Can you just make it seamless? So this is my product requirement. How can you build the software? Can you build a software and give it to me? That's more general intelligence, where it's making the design decisions and then implementation, and if there are any errors, it's going to self-resolve and directly give you a PR in GitHub. So maybe that's more proactive, right? I think there are still reactive touch points in today's Jenkins world, but even if you use GitHub Copilot today, it will open a PR for you. And if there is a bug, you can ask it to go and resolve the bug, and it will still open a PR and ask you to verify. But slowly, humans will start trusting AI more when we see more results. Any other questions? Did I answer you?
Go ahead. So you just said as people trust AI more, they'll start using more. So in the sales kind of sector, right? Do you think it's an issue of AI's capability trying to solve these issues with interacting with customers, or at least helping your sales leads team to then reach out to these customers, or do you think it's the issue related to people not being used to AI yet and not fully adopting it?
I think it's the latter. So yes, people not being used to AI yet, and there's no enough adoption to bring that level of trust among humans. But what's happening today is AI is sneaking in software without humans' knowledge. So we don't even know that there's AI behind the scene. But what's going to happen is today when you fill out a form, there's a consent that happens, right? Hey, do you agree to share your data with someone else? You say yes, they would do that. Slowly we'll move towards a world wherein it would be more consent-driven workflows, wherein the human would be asked, are you interested to resolve your issue using AI? we think it would be faster. And I think humans would start trusting it if they see the results and if they really see that there's no real use case for a human to be looped in.
All right, so do you believe that there's like a complete redesign of like the shopping experience in order to just streamline things? Like I see companies like OpenAI just partnering with Walmart to kind of try to reshape this kind of like retail environment. How do you see that? Or like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think today's world, all the user design and user experiences that are designed are not putting AI in the first place. It's human in the first place, right? I think that balance is slowly shifting. They're trying to accommodate AI in the human interfaces experiences today. But in the future, we are going to have different experiences, different interfaces that would put AI maybe before human. So you're right. We need to rethink the experience. Like today, if you think LLMs are the operating systems. Like if you have seen any of the recent ChatGPT demos, you can plug in almost any app, any major app, inside of ChatGPT and start talking with it like a human. And you can build agents, you can customize those agents, and sort of have your personal assistant sitting next to you, interacting with all these apps. So that's a new interface by itself, right? We are so used to opening the mobile apps and then doing it by ourselves, but how about we chat with the apps inside of a different app without logging into the other app? So it's a whole new design, right? So I think many more designs like that would come into the place. Even the Johnny Ive, the lead designer of Apple, ex-Apple, now is working with OpenAI to think of a new design system or a new device that can really enable AI-based workflows. And I think that's what even Zuckerberg is chasing with the glasses and all, right? Any more questions?
I agree with you. To your point, you mentioned that when you interact with customers, it's difficult because inconsistencies are there. If more and more customers will actually start adopting AI, they will start speaking the same language. That makes the interaction easier and it will change the whole mindset.
Yep, totally agree. Now, let's get a little technical. I don't know how many of you in this room have tried N8N? N8N? Yes. So if not, I'll just give you a brief. If you have seen ChatGPT's agent builder kit demo, it's similar to that, but this one is open source. It has more nodes, and it's more convenient to automate the workflows in this. I'll talk about it a little. I didn't want my entire presentation to be about N8N, but we'll see N8N. So what am I doing right now? So I'm impersonating a sales rep. But usually, our leads are very automated. What I mean by automation is that leads are automatically created through an external system. But in this case, say I'm a sales rep, I'm going inside a system, and I'm creating a lead. By lead, it means that it's a new business opportunity. Maybe XYZ person sitting there is interested in my business. I go into the system and create a lead. So let's start. So this is me. I'm going to create myself as the lead. And then usually once I do this, I expect my sales rep to go and follow up with this person. But what's going to happen now is I'm going to get an automated call on my mobile. Let's answer this.
Hi, this is Sarah from the sales team. Do you have 2-3 minutes for a quick conversation about your recent inquiry?
Yeah, go ahead, Sarah.
Great, thank you. So, to start, can you tell me a bit about the specific challenges you're looking to solve? What prompted your recent inquiry?
I am looking for an AI assistant for my business, and I'm interested in some of your products, but I'm also talking to your competitors. So maybe a chat with your sales rep would be interesting.
Got it. Thank you for sharing that. It sounds like you're exploring options to find the best fit for your business. Could you tell me a bit more about what specific tasks or challenges you'd like the AI assistant to help with? For example, is it customer support, streamlining operations, or something else?
I'm looking for more human-centered AI. I want my AI to be more centered around human personalization.
That makes perfect sense. Having an AI that feels more personalized and human-centered can really enhance the experience for your customers. Thank you for clarifying. Out of curiosity, do you have a timeline in mind for implementing the solution? Are you looking to get started right away, or is this more of a long-term project?
In 6 months?
Got it. 6 months gives us a good window to explore the best solution for your needs. And just to help us tailor our recommendations, do you have a budget range in mind for this project? If not, that's
Sarah, I'm delayed for my meeting right now. Could you schedule a call for next Monday at 6 p.m. EST?
Of course. I completely understand. I'll schedule a follow-up call for next Monday at 6 p.m. Before I let you go, is there anyone else who might be involved in the decision-making process that I should include in the next call?
No, just me. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you for letting me know. I'll make sure to call you next Monday at 6 p.m. I really appreciate your time today, and I look forward to continuing our conversation then. Have a great meeting.
All right. It's funny that AI agrees that we need human-centered AI. But interesting, that's an AI call. That's AI talking to a human being without knowing what the human is going to say. So I can talk anything random, and the AI is going to respond to us. So I did not define any rules other than giving the AI a persona that, hey, you are a sales rep to my company now. This is my business, and this is my sales playbook, and this is what my sales rep usually do. No, I'm not done. This is not where I want my workflow to end. I want to take it a little further. So for people who know N8N, so what you're seeing is N8N right now on the screen. I'll just quickly explain you what happened so far. So the first one, it's a webhook. So whenever a lead is created in Salesforce or any system, it would trigger this workflow, make an AI call, poll the AI call until the call is completed, send that call's transcript to an AI agent, summarize the call, understand what's the intent of the transcript of the call, and then create a subsequent task for an actual human sales representative inside of Salesforce. So the workflow execution is completed, as you can see. Now let's go back to Salesforce and see our N8N workflow. So there's a task that's created for the sales rep who would come here, look at the transcript, and then follow up with the customer. Now, that's one workflow, which is not even the full complete workflow that sales rep would do. But right now, I have just saved my sales rep at least 20 minutes of their time, writing down notes, analyzing what the customer said, summarizing it, and then following up with them, right? So this, and as you can see and feel in the call, the response of the AI was not immediate. It was taking time to process. But that's very near to be efficient, like more and more efficient, right? And that's more general intelligence again. Now let's take a look at a different demo, which I said was around the laptop refresh. And this is our own software. I'm not trying to sell, trust me. This is just freely available to me, so I started playing with it. This is a laptop request. So I am impersonating the IT service rep who is sitting behind an assistant asking, what are my 5 most recent laptop requests? I got the most recent one. Now I'm asking it to initiate the laptop refresh for the first one in the list. And in the beginning, what it did was it formed itself an SQL statement, queried the cluster, the index, search index, got the results. And now what it's doing is it's initiating a workflow, something similar to what we saw in N8N, to complete the laptop request. And what happened in the end was that it created a ticket for a human to take it on, and then it also sent the user a Slack notification and then a process summary. So this one saved, of course, the IT service representative's time, but also it improved my user experience. To create this simple ServiceNow ticket, my user has to go through at least 4 to 5 clicks, which means he or she needs to log in into 3 different systems, so 3 different identities, and then has to spend at least 10 minutes of their time to create a ticket, and then start their laptop refresh process. So these are very basic, small, scoped examples, which are being actually used in production in my company, but where AI is really making things easier for humans, and then really giving us more scope to trust the future of AGI. So what's the real AGI connection here? I feel like AGI is not a destination. It's not here already. It's a journey. So the more and more you start trusting AI workflows like this, we will reach AGI, the state of AGI. So I think we need to focus on the journey. We need to focus on the experiences, like someone in the room has asked, on how to actually bring these experiences closer to humans and really derive value out of it. Like define your key process indicators, define what value you're getting out of automating it, and just don't automate it for the heck of it, right? Because there are already so many automations out there. And then AGI is far off horizon, but I think that's going to be the future. But how far it is will depend on us who are going to build tomorrow and today, right? So when you're trying to build something, trying to build a software, think from a human perspective, bring in AI as a companion, and then focus on human-centered AI. And when you focus on human-centered AI, the future will be AGI, because AI will start appealing to humans more and more. Thank you, and I can take any questions if you have.